She sold vegetables in the market, wearing torn sandals and a heart too pure for the cruel world, but when her ungrateful boyfriend dumped her for a rich woman, he didn't know she was the lost heiress of a billion-dollar empire. What happened next will leave you in tears and disbelief. Stay till the end, and don't forget to subscribe for more heart-touching stories like this. Amara had always believed that love could turn poverty into paradise. She'd wake before dawn, washing her worn-out stall at the city market where she sold tomatoes, onions, and the few fruits she could afford to buy wholesale, humming softly as the morning mist rose and the air smelled of hope and exhaustion. She wasn't born poor, though she didn't know it yet, but life had taught her to carry pain with a smile, to endure hunger with quiet dignity, and to believe that kindness, not money, was the measure of a person's worth. Her boyfriend, Ryan, a mechanic who once swore eternal love under the same tattered umbrella that sheltered their dreams, had begun to change. His eyes wandered to wealth, his words became colder, his hands that once wiped her tears now pointed to her stained apron as if ashamed to be seen with her. One rainy evening, after she'd spent her last savings buying him a new phone, Ryan threw her heart into the mud with a smirk that would haunt her forever. "You're too poor, Amara. I'm done living like this. Zara loves me, and she's got money. Don't wait for me." The words cut deeper than any blade. She watched him walk away with the woman in high heels, her laughter echoing through the market as the rain washed over Amara's trembling hands and the broken phone he left behind. She fell to her knees, clutching the necklace he once gave her, a cheap trinket that now burned against her skin like betrayal itself. That night, Amara cried not just for love lost, but for every dream that died quietly in the hearts of the poor. But fate, that silent architect of miracles, had been watching. The next morning, an elegant car stopped at her stall, black, sleek, too grand for her part of the world. Out stepped an older man in a suit, his eyes scanning her face with disbelief. "Miss Amara, is it really you?" he whispered, voice trembling. Confused, she shook her head, thinking it was a cruel mistake. But the man introduced himself as Mr. Hakim, a lawyer representing the late billionaire Reef Malik, her biological father. She dropped a basket of apples, stunned. Her mother, who had passed when Amara was a child, had never spoken of her father, only that he was a man from another world. And now that man's world was hers. Within days, Amara's life spun into chaos. Newspapers screamed headlines about the lost heiress found in city market, cameras flashed, relatives she'd never known surfaced like ghosts from gold. But Amara, even surrounded by silk and marble, still carried the heart of the market girl who once sold onions to survive. She refused to change her soul even as her world transformed. Still, pain followed her like a shadow. Ryan came crawling back, begging forgiveness when he saw her face on TV. "Amara, baby, I made a mistake. Please, give me another chance." He pleaded outside the mansion gate. But she didn't need words. Her silence was thunder enough. Yet destiny had more in store. Because while Ryan's greed sank him deeper into shame, another man watched Amara with quiet admiration. Adrian Khan, a powerful young CEO known for his ruthless intelligence and lonely heart. He had lost his parents in a plane crash, buried himself in work, and trusted no one, until he saw Amara stand up in a charity event, donating her inheritance to rebuild shelters for single mothers. "She's different," he murmured to himself. He invited her to his company gala, but she came dressed simply, unaware that every eye turned toward her natural grace. During the evening, a chandelier malfunctioned and almost crashed onto the guests, but Amara, quick and fearless, shouted a warning and saved a child from harm. Adrian, stunned by her courage, offered her his jacket as glass glittered around them. "You risked your life for a stranger," he said softly. "Maybe because I know what it's like to have no one risk anything for you," she replied. That night, he couldn't forget her. Days turned into weeks, and business meetings became lunch invitations, boardrooms became laughter under moonlight, and slowly, the CEO who once thought feelings were weakness began to see that love could be strength. But as Amara's happiness bloomed, shadows from her past began to stir. Ryan, consumed by jealousy, forged documents claiming she wasn't the real heiress. The media exploded again. Her step-uncle, seeking control of the Malik empire, supported the lie. Amara was humiliated publicly, accused of being a fraud. Adrian stood before a room full of reporters and said, if Amara is not worthy of her name, then neither am I of mine. I stand with her." His faith in her silenced the crowd. Together they fought back. In a tense courtroom scene, old secrets surfaced. Mr. Hakim produced a DNA report, her late mother's letters, and a photo of infant Amara in the arms of Arif Malik. The uncle's face turned white. Truth roared like thunder. The judge declared her the rightful heir, restoring her dignity and her fortune. Ryan was arrested for fraud and blackmail. His eyes begged for mercy, but Amara only said, "You taught me what love should never feel like." Later that night, she stood alone on her mansion balcony, gazing at the stars she once counted from her market stall. Adrian found her there. "You don't owe the world anything anymore," he said gently. "Then maybe I can finally give something to myself," she smiled faintly. "Like what?" he asked. "A chance to love again." The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was full of the things hearts say without words. Months passed, and their bond deepened. Adrian introduced her to the world not as a charity case, but as his equal, his partner, his miracle. On the day he proposed, he brought her to the market she once worked in. The stalls were newly painted, the vendors smiling as he led her through the same muddy path she once walked barefoot. "This is where you found yourself," he said, kneeling with a ring that shimmered like dawn. "Now let me be the man who keeps you free, not the one who cages you in gold." Tears streamed down her face. "I don't need gold," she whispered. "Just someone who sees me even when I'm covered in dust." They married quietly, away from cameras, under the same umbrella where she once believed love was enough, and this time, it truly was. Years later, Amara turned her inheritance into a foundation helping poor market women start businesses, giving hope to those who had none. Children called her, "Angel of the Streets." Ryan, bitter and ruined, watched from afar, realizing too late that the girl he left in the rain had become the woman everyone admired. One day, Adrian took Amara back to that same street corner. "Do you ever miss the market?" he asked. "Sometimes," she smiled, "but mostly, I miss the girl who never gave up." He took her hand. "She's still here," he whispered. And in that moment, the past and present merged. The market girl and the heiress became one soul, reborn through pain, love, and destiny's strange mercy. As the sun set, painting the sky in gold, Amara kissed Adrian and said softly, "We don't always get what we want, but we always get what we're meant for." And somewhere, fate smiled, because even broken beginnings can lead to beautiful forever afters. From a poor market girl to a billionaire heiress loved by a CEO, Amara's story proves that miracles are real, and destiny never forgets the kind-hearted. Dizzy, if this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more emotional, life-changing stories that will make you believe in love, hope, and second chances again.